Happy Monday, everyone. It's your girl, Sheree, executing my exodus. I'm so excited to bring you another Monday mental health motivational moment. We are still fearless and armored. We're armored and fearless. We're still in the month of September, and I'm so happy that we're diving into our theme for this month. We talked about last week when we're being armored and when we're being fearless. What does fearless mean? And what are the things we need to face so that we can become fearless? I want to talk about being armored and what that looks like as we reflect on the inner thoughts, inner emotions, and as we tap into our mental health. I want to motivate you today on a Monday as you start your week. The saying goes, learn how to pick your battles, right? Meaning, don't bite off more than you can chew. When it comes to involving yourself with people, places, or things that are pulling more energy from you, taking more out of you, draining you mentally, physically, financially, pick and choose where you want yourself to be and how much peace are you willing to give up to do certain things, to be with certain people, or to handle certain tasks. Well, just like we can pick our battles, we need to pick the right armor for battle, okay? Before we get out there and tackle the day and tackle the week and face our fears and slay demons and dragons, okay? Before we approach our past, before we dive into our trauma, before we address our eating disorder, our anger issues, the fact that we haven't forgiven someone, a difficult person to work with, difficult children to raise, before we have to have that conversation with our spouse or our significant other or our mama or our parents, our family, before we start trying to reach this goal of being more financially stable and we have to cut back on things we don't want to, before we start this weight loss challenge, before we start to take steps to finally live and do things for ourselves for a change, because we take care of everybody and it's a scary thing. Let's pick the right armor. So when you're getting ready for battle in the war, you have to pick the right ammunition. You have to pick the right armor. What you're going to put on your chest, your arms, your headgear. What kind of weapon are you going to use? What kind of dragon are you slaying? What environment are you in? Pick the right armor. So mentally, I want us to not use certain things to solve certain problems, because those things that we've been using to solve certain problems may not be the best thing to use anymore. If you keep using the same old thing of not talking to someone and going isolative and going mute until things brush over so you don't have to be confrontational, that type of armor, the armor of isolation, the armor of disappearing, the armor of not communicating, that is not a good weapon to fight with, because eventually it's going to pile up. And when you need to communicate and when you need to express yourself, you're not going to get the support you need, and the people that are waiting that you need to be receptive to, you may not. Let's check our weapons. Let's check what we do to use what we've been using to solve problems, and let's see if those things are still working. Do we need to change the way we communicate? Do we need to change the way we think about something? Do we need to change our approach to something? Because if what you're using is not giving you the results that you want, you might need to check what you're using. Are you reading for the believer? Are you diving into the word? Are you praying? Are you seeking counsel? Are you seeking advice, spiritual advice? For the non-believer, what tools are you pulling on? Are you talking to the wrong people? Are you getting advice from people who have never been in your situation? What are you using to combat the things you're facing? I want to motivate you to think about your weapons, and let's choose better. Let's choose wiser so we can be armored and ready for this battle. Have a wonderful Monday.